Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. We got some breaking news on the Ripple v SEC lawsuit once more. 2 updates in a single day. That is interesting. Make sure you press the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because we just hit 100K and I'm still freaking happy, all right? It's still an exciting day to me. Just want to quickly say that. Now, this specific news is actually not that important because I just read through it and all they're saying is, hey, we had this specific date planned, April 26th. Let's extend that by 2 days. Give us until April 28th to respond to the SEC. So it's basically written here, we write on behalf of defendants Ripple Labs, Brett Garlinghouse, Chris Larson, with permission from the SEC to request that the deadline for defendants' response to the SEC's April 21st, 2021 letter to be extended by 2 business days, all right? That is it. It's not a big deal. It's not something really crazy. It's not something really odd. Nothing like that. It's all so simple. Basically, it is regarding this. I personally believe this was posted earlier today. We already talked about that. SEC seeks order limiting discovery to external communications regarding market views of XRP, Bitcoin, and Ether involving any of the 19 custodians identified. And they basically were given a date, the 26th, and now that has been extended to the 28th. Has it been extended? No, but they basically asked the SEC if they were cool with that. They were, and so I think it will be just postponed a little bit. It's like 2 days of a difference. Does it really matter? No. We'll just see as this moves along, as I don't think it's really going to change anything. On that same note, Ripple CEO on burning XRP Escrow, I don't rule anything out. I forgot to talk about that in one of my previous videos. I actually had it all over on my Twitter. I basically went over it all somewhere throughout my little summary on my channel. You guys most likely saw it on there as well. Like somewhere throughout here, I went over what he said about the escrow. There's basically no real plan for it, and he's open to suggestions. Where exactly that is supposed to be, here it is. I don't know. I don't know exactly where it is, but it's somewhere on my my page here where I basically talked about it. But let's quickly come back to it. What it's talking about is Ripple right now has a ton of XRP. They have 55-ish billion, and there's a ton of that locked in escrow. And a lot of people are asking, well, does that make Ripple centralized? Does it make XRP bad? Well, Ripple, of course, is centralized because it's a company, right? It's a centralized company. They function from within itself. There's no decentralization there. XRP Ledger is decentralized, and the XRP distribution is the only thing you might call a little bit more centralized. Distribution, however, and functionality are completely different things, and specifically functionality and network, I would say, are kind of the same thing in this sense that those are decentralized. The distribution you might call centralized. For Bitcoin, it would basically be the same as saying all the mining power over in China is not the same as a couple of people holding a lot of Bitcoin. It is different because the guys who control a lot of Bitcoin might control the price, but they don't control the network. They cannot decide what transaction is or isn't valid. This becomes a little bit different with staking because the more coins sometimes you have, the more power you might actually be able to have. Again, there's a couple caveats to it, but let's put it like that in a little simple way. And then again, things get a little bit different, but then again, there's also, as I just said, some caveats for that. With Bit Proof of Work, though, in this case, the amount of money you have in the crypto, it doesn't really matter for the whole network. And with the XRP Ledger consensus, it also does not matter how much coins you have. So no, it's not centralized in that manner. And what exactly they should do with that, I've talked about that so often on the channel before. I don't really know exactly what they should do with that. If they give it out, it will be bad. If they sell it, it's kind of bad. What could they do with all the money? The only thing they could do is really burn it off, I guess, to make it more scarce. That's something they definitely could do. But then again, it will not be in their best interest, I guess, because the price per token would have to be twice as high. And I think it would be easier the lower the price per token is and the more coins you have for an ecosystem that they're building. But again, that's just my personal opinion. There's still suggestions open, though. In December, Ripple CTO David Schwartz tweeted that there would be nothing that Ripple could do to stop XRP validators and the community from burning its tokens if they really wanted to, because again, it's not a freaking difficult thing to understand that the people who rule it is not necessarily Ripple. Now, let's not make too many words foul on this, but let me just quickly show you guys 2 screenshots of SafeMoon, and I hope that would be enough. Somebody else actually posted another funny one. To the moon! Yeah, let's leave it in the past. Let's act as if SafeMoon never happened. I really, really hope the hype just dies out. I really hope so. but we shall see. Having said that, if you're looking for a good platform to trade on, the one I'm using myself, go check out Bybit. Right now, there's a $1,610 bonus that you can actually get. So once more, go check it out. A link is down below. If you're from the US or you are from the UK, make sure you use a VPN. A link is down below for that too. But it's basically what I'm using, and it's working like a charm, making a lot of money with that, as you guys most likely know already. Then we gotta hop on over into Flare. I've asked before over on Twitter, but there's a couple of interesting points regarding taxes and Flare, because if you're in the US, the IRS has basically stated now, if you're gonna get Flare, you're gonna have to pay income tax on the value which it has the moment you get it. So if Flare is a really low value, the moment you get it, it's not going to be too difficult to just hold your Flare and pay your taxes yourself, and then use capital gains for the rest. If you are getting Flare every couple of months, though, because again, the Flare distribution is looking like this. Flare is, by the way, a token that's going to be distributed to everybody who held XRP before December 12th. It's going to be given completely for free. But the way it's going to go is you're going to get 15% in June, and then 2 to 4% every month from there for the next couple of months. Let's say 25 months, 34 months. I don't really know, something like that. So what's going to happen then logically, which I think is a pretty big problem right now, we don't know, but it could be, is that if you're going to get that money every single month and it's kind of a separate airdrop, you're going to have to pay income tax every single time you get it. And if Flare, for example, were to be $5 and you get, for example, 100,000 Flare, that means you get $500,000, and all of a sudden you're going to have to sell some FLR because you have to pay income tax, which is definitely really annoying. Now, that is ultimately going to depend on how they do it. Flare has said they're not really completely out as to what the distribution is going to be looking like, if there's going to be multiple or what exactly, because they most likely don't want to have that for tax purposes. And Bullrun Wonka also said 100% airdrop upfront with individual escrow release per monthly schedule. Each wallet has built an escrow smart contract from the very beginning. Then we pay taxes when we sell, and only when we sell. Distribution schedule stays the same. I mean, what they could do, for example, is make it so it's handed to you, basically all the coins, but you can't use them yet, right? But at least it's handed to you. Well, we don't know. The Ripple CTO came into this discussion and basically said this is scary. Flare basically came in later and said, well, it's not really that scary. We'll fix it, basically. There's no real conclusion just quite yet. Let's wait for it. There's a lot of misinformation. And all I'm saying right now is think about it, and this is most likely a sponsored post. Now, Ripple has really been busy with CBDCs nowadays. You guys have been noticing it too, I think, huh? It's really been quite crazy, and I'm thinking there's a lot going on in the back end that they just cannot show us just quite yet. But in the interview earlier, we also noticed again that part regarding the CBDC. I'm just getting pretty interested in it. I'm like, what exactly are they doing? What exactly do they have in the back of things? I don't really know, but I am excited for it. I don't know what else to say, man. I'm thinking. Now, next on the chopping block, Crypto Eddie posted, XRP Army will die more slowly than you predict. Did I hear that right? It's basically, I believe, Mike Novogratz. I'm 99% sure this is Mike Novogratz, right? I'm going to say, it's not Mike Novogratz. He's on the Yahoo Finance here, talking about basically Dogecoin and XRP and Luna with their armies, basically calling the XRP Army and the Luna fans, which are lunatics in his words, kind of communities which will die out slowly, but a little bit slower than you actually might expect. For example, with Doge as well, he thinks the price is not going to go to zero, but will dump from here because the enthusiasm and the Doge day for 20 is going to be over and whatnot. But he does say Doge will not go to zero because he does predict a lot of people will pick the coin back up at one point or another, purely because there's always going to be a core fan base, and he compares that to Trump. It's odd to say. Jeremy Hogan posted a little bit earlier as a response to James Fillon. The judge's initial oral ruling was a touch vague, but contrary to what the SEC states in its letter, she did state she was granting access to internal memos being sent to higher-ranking officials expressing the agency's interpretation on these matters. How soon we forget? That being said, it seems Ripple is being very aggressive in pursuit of these documents. We won't know for sure if it overstepped until we see Ripple's response, but eventually this ends up in front of the judge again, and she will have to lay down a more detailed order. So basically, right now there's a very big debate about what documents the SEC has to hand over to Ripple. That's basically what our earlier breaking news update regarding the lawsuit was about. Right now there's kind of a clarification that, again, the date where we're going to get some response from Ripple has been postponed by 2 dates. I didn't even see the day before, to be completely honest with you. I didn't check the document as far out. Now we know, though. Again, it was the 22nd, now it's the 28th. And yeah, that's basically Ripple's response to the SEC saying, hey, we don't want to give you all that information, and it's going to be brought in front of a judge. Then again, here's another CBDC article regarding Ripple. Like I just said, CBDCs have the potential to greatly enhance financial equity for the world's underbanked and unbanked. Read from the latest Inside Post here. All I'm saying is, why are they all of a sudden such fans about, like, we know Ripple has posted a ton about CBDCs, but why today? Why today, specifically 2 posts about CBDC? Again, in one day. Just after we saw, again, you might say this is not one day. I consider this one day. It's like 6:40 p.m., 12 a.m. the next day. I consider this to be the same day, guys. I consider this to be the same day. 2 posts specifically after the UK also posted a new thing about CBDC, specifically after Brad Garlinghouse talked about CBDC in the interview. It's interesting. It's really interesting. And then John Dean said, I hope to produce a searchable list of everyone who has signed up, all 12.7 plus thousand people. That way you can see your name and know you have been included. If your name is not on the list for some reason, then we will make sure it gets included. Thanks, JD. Is he tanking himself? Is it? I'm not sure if he's thanking him or if he's... Is it? Thanks, JD. I don't know if who he's thanking. Maybe he's thanking himself right there a little bit. This is referring to the big petition. No, I think this is actually referring to the lawsuit, right? Yeah. Longshore says, bad idea. Anyone with bad intentions knows what the names on that list have XRP. Don't do this. He says, I didn't mean publicly, but a portal. Much better idea. Thanks for everyone you are doing, John. Yeah, I think as well, if you were to make all the names of everybody who signed public, that would be really bad. I personally didn't sign it purely for that reason. I didn't want to be included in any internal documentation like that. Even though I wanted to support, there's always a way off, right, between privacy in that sense. And you're, of course, not sure what exactly is going to do with that info. It's not going to make it public in this sense, so that is, I guess, kind of good. He is, however, going to maybe put those names there for internal use. I'm not quite sure. Guys, in the end, I'm not really too much in all of this, right? It's just, I give you the freaking info. You do with it as you please. I trade crypto. The news is just for fun, but some of this stuff, I don't know what you're going to do with that. Does this all influence the price? No. Will the CBDC affect the price? Most likely in the longer term, yes. Does the news from tomorrow influence the price? Yes. Again, I already made a video on that one. Does this type of stuff influence the price? Again, what's going to happen in a couple of days, the 28th? Most likely, yes. That type of stuff can really have a big effect on the price and whatever, guys. That is it for today. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. I'm going to sleep a little bit earlier than normally today. That is good for me. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video, hopefully really soon.